Welcome to Steps Forward with Ricky, a weekly walking podcast designed to help you take steps forward in your life and your day. It is 10:30 at night right now, and I'm recording a podcast, which means I'm not sleeping. It's been a long day. Hello, welcome to the podcast. I'm Ricky, if you don't know who I am. And if this is your first time, this is a walking podcast. If this is your 100th time, you already know that. We are here, and let's be here. Take a deep breath and just be here. Go on a walk. Be present. Be in this moment. That's something I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be in the moment more. You know how you do something, you wish for something, right? And you're like, I want to do that. I can't wait till I have that. And then you get that, whatever that is. Maybe it's money, or maybe it's an experience, or maybe it's a mountain that you wanted to climb, or a guy that you, or a girl that you wanted to date. And then you have it. And you forget how much you used to want it, and how much you used to dream of it and crave it. And then you have it, and you don't appreciate it nearly as much, right? Isn't that just what we do? I have to catch myself these days and be like, Ricky, get your shit together. Remember there was a time in your life when you were getting high all day and stuck in the wrong relationship and never thought you'd ever be able to figure it out? You used to dream of being able to afford to work wherever you wanted and to run a successful business and to impact people's lives and to feel free and to not smoke anymore. And then you're in these moments and we miss them. We just miss them. We want them and we think about them and we crave them, we envision them, and then we have them. And we do not appreciate them nearly as much. So I'm trying to appreciate these moments more. And it's not easy because it takes intention, right? It takes me to be like, yo, Ricky, relax. Like, this is a moment you dreamed of. You know, when I'm in the mountains in a cabin and I'm working remote because I can, and I'm on my phone too much and I'm looking around and I'm like, stop. Get off your fucking phone. Look around. It's funny. We look at our phones. We look up advice. We look at this. We look at that. But we don't look around and we don't look within. Well, some of us do. I do. I don't look around, as often as I should, but I definitely look within. But just think about it. Where are you looking? Are you always looking? When I first walked away from weed, and I shared this story today in the Walking Away from Weed program, we just wrapped up day 7. I want to talk about it. I'm sorry, group 7. And I want to talk about it, but I want to share this really quickly. I was telling them how when I first walked away from weed and my relationship ended, I made this deal with myself that I had to do 10 minutes of self-connection every single day. And for me, I was too anxious, when I had first walked away from weed to like sit still a lot. I had a lot of anxiety. And I told myself that every single day I had to take a 10-minute Ricky time walk. No phone, nothing, just me, present moment, that's it. And just 10 minutes. And it was scary at first because I'd never really been alone with myself. And then, after the fear, I felt free. I looked forward to my walks. The first 2 were pretty scary. The third one was kind of scary too. The fourth one was a little boring. And then by the 5th one, I was like, damn, this is nice. To disconnect, to reconnect. And that's just a good little lesson of just like, it can still be good for you. And you should probably still do it, even if it's annoying at first or hard at first, right? You don't just throw in the towel because it's hard, because your first time you went to yoga, it sucked, or, you're not in good of a shape when you go to the gym. It's like, no, you just fucking keep going and you show up and you connect or you reconnect. So maybe if you're in your life right now and you're not present, or you're just feeling like all over the place, like take 5 to 10 minutes, call it like reconnection time, without your phone, no music, no podcast, no distraction. And if you don't want to sit there, that's fine. Go for a walk. Do a 10-minute walk. There's a part of me that's like, yo, listen to my podcast when you walk, but I'm not going to be selfish, okay? I'm not going to be selfish. But if you want to listen to it, no, I'm just kidding. But seriously, what if you did 5 to 10 minutes of a walk without your phone, alone? You might be, curious to see what comes up for you. Maybe you just notice things more. Maybe you're just like, wow, I'm so not present in my life. Because like being on this walk, I realize how present I have to be because I don't have anything to distract me. And wow, can I take some of this and bring it into my life? It's so funny now that I'm talking. This is always fucking happens. I am so present during my programs. Obviously, right? You're like, obviously, Ricky. No, but it's not that. I mean, yes, I'm always present when I'm with a client or I'm, in my programs, but I'm so alive. That's what it is. And I was thinking about that today. We had group 7 today, and it was literally amazing. Every group that I do is amazing, but it gets better and better and better. Not because, I don't know, it's just I'm becoming more powerful. The people that I'm bringing into my world are becoming more powerful. And it's just this like experience. And that's what I realized today. This is not just a weed program. I mean, I feel like I'm on fucking stage when I'm doing this. And it's in the best way possible. Like, this is so much deeper and I feel so energized by it. And then I leave each session and I get messages from people being like, holy shit, this is the most transformative experience I've ever been on or been in. And then I think to myself, that's alignment. It's not just the topic. It's not just weed. It's not. It's just not. The more I do it, the more I realize that. It's just transformation. And weed may get you in the door and you're definitely going to leave it at the door, but you are going to leave with so much more. It's so funny, right? We go on these journeys and we create these things and we try to stick ourselves into a box. Like, this is our topic, or this is who we are, and this is what we do. And I have like rejected all of it. Like, not in a bad way. I honestly was like, I'm going to start this walking away from weed. It happened really organically, and this is the topic that I'm teaching. But the experience that I'm giving is so far beyond that. And I'm so grateful. But it's so crazy. I used to worry so much about finding alignment and finding my path. I don't know if you can relate to that. You're just like, what is it? But I always knew. I always knew. I knew that in my heart, one day I would be in front of an audience talking and communicating and speaking. And when I'm speaking and when I'm mentoring, it's just that is what it is. It's you have a gift and you share it, and you don't have to share it in all of the ways yet for it to be shared. Does that make sense? Like, this is how the journey goes, right? I used to worry that I wouldn't figure it out, that all my dreams and goals and all the things had to happen at once and all the ideas had to unfold in time, but at the same time. And it was exhausting because I always felt like I was leaving a part of me at the door, right? Someone would box me into a niche or this or that. And I used to get so anxious because I saw the end goal for me. The end vision was always something involving my communication and motivational speaking and being on a stage and being in front of an audience and inspiring people. But it was never just tied to one thing or one topic. And I was always so scared to go all in. And I think what happened was that I walked away from weed and I healed so many of those beliefs that I am just one thing, or that I have to do every single thing at once, every idea, or that just because I'm starting here doesn't mean I'm going to end up here. Like, I really worked on that. I used to have the biggest fear that if a person didn't know every aspect of me, then they don't know me at all. Like, I had to be everything, all of me, all the time, or it wasn't real. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I couldn't just talk about this one topic because then they don't know this about me. They don't know that I can do this or I can do this. And it's like, it's so exhausting because we can be ourselves all the time, but we can't talk about 5 million things at once. We can't podcast and speak on a stage. I can't mentor and, podcast at the same time. Like, there is a point where you have to say to yourself, like, okay, I can do all these things. I can be all these things are all me. And just because every idea or every goal or dream hasn't unfolded yet doesn't mean it's not going to, or that I'm not on the right aligned path. walking away from weed is step one here. When I finished my session today and I got my testimonials back, and this is just a great reminder for you, like, whatever that vision is for you, if you feel something in your heart, like you're like, yeah, I think I'm meant for that. You are. You 100% are. And the road to get there might be a little different than you imagined. I wanted to be a full-time speaker. I mean, that's my goal. I don't identify with a coach. I really don't. I don't identify with that label. I never, ever have. I mentor people. I have one-on-ones. I have group programs. I have walking away from weed. Like, that's all true, but I don't identify with a coach. I identify with a speaker. I see myself on stage. I see myself doing seminars. I see myself, I know it might sound fucking nuts, and you're like, who is this girl? I see myself like a Tony Robbins, okay? Like, that's just the truth. And it's okay. I'm okay with saying that out loud because that's exciting. But how I get there doesn't have to be exactly how I had imagined, right? So wherever you're at right now, if you're not there yet, it's okay. This might be the stepping stone to get there. Maybe you have to do this first before you get to the other thing, right? I mean, I sure as hell had to walk away from weed before any of this was possible. And the people coming into my world, they know it's not just about weed. They do this program and they walk out of it and they're like, holy fucking shit. That was literally like, I don't even know what just happened in there. And that makes me feel so aligned. And it makes me want to expand more and more. And I'm scared to expand. I don't know if you're scared to expand. Like, I'm going to expand my topics. I'm going to expand my offerings. I'm going to try some new things. And that scares me. And that might scare you in your life. But we have to do things that are scary. And sometimes the big dream can't happen yet, right? So we take the little dreams and little steps forward. I wanted to be a full-time speaker. I am going to be a full-time speaker. That's not even a thing. But I use my voice to mentor and to coach and to speak and to hold these groups. And that's the real power of it. It's so much bigger for me. Hopefully it is for you. But I remember like 4 years ago, I hired someone to help me become a motivational speaker. And it was so misaligned. Not because I didn't have the gift, but because it wasn't the right time. And so we put timelines on things and we're like, we have to do this, or it's going to be like this, or it has to be this way, or it has to be this way. And it's like, how about the only thing that matters is that you're not being destructive, right? And that you're working on yourself and that you give time for your dreams to unfold, right? Like, I had to do a lot of things before I started my TikTok, before I started my walking away from weed program. And I've been doing my program now for not that long, almost 6 months. Wow, that's crazy. Wow. Holy fucking shit. I love when I discover things as I'm speaking. Like, what? That's amazing. I love you all. And I've been doing my podcast for a year. What? It's all crazy. Anyways. But I didn't start with 500 programs. I started with one. And it kind of was handed to me. Someone asked me if I did this, and I was like, sure, definitely didn't, but I did it anyways. Because sometimes that's just the universe hands it to you. It says, here's the next thing. It might not be the next thing that you would imagine, but it is the next thing. So you lean into it, right? And so now here I am, and maybe here you are on your journey, whatever journey you're on. And you're like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I'm 6 months into this process. I got this incredible program. I'm running it. I just added on some one-on-one mentoring. I'm going to start these speaking series, these seminars online, different topics. It's going to be incredible. But I couldn't have done that 5 months ago, 6 months ago, because I had to focus on one thing at a time. And if you think about the big picture and you imagine everything, it might feel overwhelming. So what if you did take it one step and one idea and one action at a time, trusting that everything you want will unfold in time? I believe that I'm scared to do and to be all that I am because it's fucking scary, but I'm not scared of my big dreams. I just sometimes get a little scared how I'm going to get there, But we'll get there together, and we'll look back one day and we'll say, wow, remember when Ricky wore a weird outfit on the podcast and she was talking about her big dreams, and remember when I did this, remember when I did that? It's like we will look back and we will appreciate how far we've come. And I'm so excited for what's to come. I don't know what's to come, but I'm excited for it because, fuck, that's exciting. Lean into that. Have your big goals, have your big dreams, but do not have so much control on how you get there. Allow it to just exist and surrender to the journey and enjoy it. And lean into it even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. We start again August 22nd, the next Walking Away from Weed program. And I try to find the words to explain how transformative this experience is, but you should go read the reviews. You know, this is so much more than weed. This is like, let's get your life back. I want you to be the most authentic, truest version of you. So you can achieve all of the goals, all of the things in your life that you want. That is what I want for you. We walk away from weed. We got some other things that are going to come up, and I want you to be all of you. Because walking away from weed helped me be all of me. And it's just a piece of the puzzle, right? Like, I walked away from weed and I've done so much that have nothing to do with weed. Like, I don't identify with like weed or this or that, but it's like, I do recognize the fact that walking away from it made all the other things possible. So I'm here for you. Do not wait. Don't wait. You know, don't get so caught up in the fact the program, you know, when it is or what all the details are. Just commit. Get into the room. The room will change you. I swear, it's like being, someone told me today, they were like, it's literally, I feel like I'm at a Tony Robbins, like, event. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Hello, my name is Ricky Robbins. Okay, this is out of control. I think I'm going to wrap this up, like, right now. My podcast producer would signal me to wrap this up immediately. I'm going to wrap it up. Steps forward with Ricky. That was not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say walking away from weed. I'm getting it all confused now. It's 10:30 at night. So, you know, there's that. We start August 22nd. Message me, DM me, reach out to me. Like, I'm here to answer your questions, but don't worry about the details. Just be, all you have to think about is the transformation. I've had 185 people go through this program, and I've had a 75 success rate, which means that most people going through my program are sober. Not even just sober, transformed. Because at the end of the day, this is not just weed. This is your life. And this is your journey of transformation. And I'm here for you whenever you want to go on it. I love you. Have a good day. It's a new day. Fresh start. Forgive yourself. Take a step forward. Drink water. I will see you next week. I don't know why I whispered, but you know I did.